Hey, good morning, everyone. Brian Hoops here, Midwest Market Solutions, Market Insider TV. This is our opening commentary, and it is October the 3rd, Thursday morning. Good morning, everyone. Hope you had a great evening. Looking forward to today's trade activity. And we're looking here at mostly lower grain prices overnight. In fact, let's get into it. Take a look at what's happening. The dollar's a little bit firmer in here, so we're seeing some weakness in the gold and silver as a result. Stock market down about 10 points here this morning. The initial jobless claims, 225,000. That was slightly above estimates of 221,000, and now we have initial claims, 182.6 thousand, just slightly above the 183,000 that was estimated. So those numbers came out here. Stock market not having much of a reaction. Tomorrow we have unemployment numbers. That'll be a big reaction to our trade. So as I mentioned, stock market lower, but crude oil rebounding. We're up 2% again this morning. We saw some weakness yesterday afternoon and then a sharp rally here in the overnight market. As I mentioned, gold and silver a little bit weaker, and we see corn down 2 3/4, closing below 430. November beans down 11 3/4 with meal off $6.50. Oats down a dime. And the wheat futures are 3 to 4 cents weaker. There's some news here kind of pushing the wheat market lower. We have exports out this morning. We'll talk about those numbers here in just a second. I want to mention I will be doing RFD TV this morning and Friday morning, 8:15 Central Time. So I hope you have a chance to tune in and take a look at that. We'll be talking about markets and things that are impacting our trade here. One of the keys, and we'll probably will bring this up, is every morning for the last 2 weeks or so, there's been relentless buying in the grains at 8:30 on the reopening. And that's really the key. We saw it yesterday again, especially in the soybeans, to a lesser extent corn, but soybeans rallied at least a dime off of their lows after that overnight markets had closed. We opened the night session or the day session, the reopening about 10:45, and then rallied throughout the day. And we're probably going to open very similar price level this morning. We'll see if that buying interest comes into the market once again, and that will, that'll work until it doesn't start to work. And so we'll see if that buyer steps back in at very similar prices as what we saw yesterday. So rain-wise, this is a big change in the forecast. The models keep getting wetter and wetter. We put a chart in our newsletters so you can take a look at it, but the forecast models have gone extremely wet for mid-October for Brazil. Now, some of these rains are going to come in a little bit later than desired, and that's why we rallied this market, but the forecast models are turning much, much wetter into the monsoonal pattern for South America, and that bodes well for them getting the crop planted and having decent yields, and that puts pressure against our grain markets. U.S. weather continues to look warm and dry for the next 10 days, allowing some active harvest pace to continue. So wheat market has been rallying on hopes that some of the Black Sea wheat regions, because of drought, and would not export as much product. However, Egypt's gas agreed to purchase 510,000 metric tons of wheat each month from the Black Sea region, and that goes from November through April, so they're getting their quantities guaranteed, and apparently the exporters feel that they have or will have sufficient supplies. Saudi Arabia is looking for 295,000 metric tons of hard milling wheat in their tender offer. Likely none of this is coming from the U.S. Export sales out this morning: wheat at 16.3 million bushels, soybeans at 53, corn at 66.3 million. China was the best buyer of U.S. soybeans at 26.7 million bushels. Mexico the best buyer of U.S. corn of 21.3 million bushels. These numbers, good numbers here. Nothing wrong with it, and certainly well above the pace that we need to be on to reach the USDA forecast. We saw big rallies in the cattle market this week, and that's pushed packer bids higher. Those bids are scarce. The asking prices have gone from 185 to at least 187, 188 in many regions, looking for that higher cash trade to develop. And instead of just steady to one higher, we're looking at probably $2 to $3 higher now with the big rally in the marketplace. Last trading day for October cattle options is tomorrow. First notice day for October live cattle futures is Monday. Net beef sales, 22.5 million tons. Shipments were a marking year high at 17.7. Pork sales were 44.4 million tons. Shipments at 25.9. Both beef and pork sales robust numbers here. Nice rebound out of these sales here. Now we may start to see some pork sales definitely slow, beef sales slow with the dock workers strike that's going on. So next week's sales may be much slower than what we're seeing today. All right. Anything else? We'll send it out on Twitter, text message service. We hope you have a great day of trade. And as always, good luck. Reach out to us. We'll be glad to talk markets and strategies in here. There's a lot of things I think producers really need to be doing at this point in time. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.